Welcome everybody to the Dune Imperium 2022 TTS Club Tournament sponsored by Artificery. I am CJ as usual, and I'm going to be commentating alone today because my co-partner in crime, BlackShadow, is playing in this game. And he's going to be playing as yellow down here. We also have Gugu over here in blue, discoplay in red, and Ruffians 17 in green. Looks like BlackShadow is going to be last in play order and is picking Leto. I think Leto's a very good fourth position, so this should be quite good for him. Some of the other things to notice that all of these players, except for Ruffians, placed second in their games. And so it should be quite close. They all had very close seconds, so that should be interesting. We have Ecaz in the third position, picked up by Ruffians. Interesting choice. And this is the quarterfinals. And all these players are extremely savvy to have made it this far in the tournament. And this is going to be a tight, unforgiving match, I'm sure. 2 players will go through to the next round, and every player undoubtedly would be scrapping to 10. And we will see, oh my god, it's a first place Hundro. Oh man, I am very excited for this game. We are not seeing the usual. We have Leto in fourth, Armand in third, Baron Harkonnen in second, and Hundro Moritani in first, hopefully to prove me wrong that I think he's an B tier character, but I think he's still good. What do we have here? First player is going to have a fairly decent hand. No card access. Gugu's got no card access. He's got Dune. He's got Signet Ring, Reconnaissance, Convincing Arguments. So high buy. And let's look at our card row. They're just going to be blazing by right now. So I'm not going to have a lot of time to go through this. But let's Kwisatz Haderach in the Imperium row. The Truthsayer, good for enabling those unload cards. We've got the Voice, we've got Gunthopter, and a Ix Guild Compact, so very good cards. Maybe only the Ix Guild is a little bit sketchy, but still fine. And our tech is Hollow Projectors. We have Holtzman Engine, very good. Someone's going to want to pick that up as soon as possible. And Invasion Ships, which is an underrated tech. I like this one a lot. The Agents Don't Block You clause is quite strong if you can keep triggering it and using it, especially with some unload cards, maybe like Ix Guild or something like that. We're going to see a first play Hundro up to Smuggling. We got a Smuggling going up, and then we have we've got Disco Play going to Fold Space for his first action, grabbing that Fold Space card with the Diplomacy. Baron Harkonnen looking at a Seek Allies, probably going to be grabbing a Hardy Warriors in the next action, so we'll see about that. But we're on to green. Ruffians is going to be using Diplomacy to head over to Wealth. And I got to say, this is a really good play for Armand. Armand early on just needs to be building up the economy. Of course, it's good for mostly anyone, but it is a little bit tricky with Armand getting that early. Because you won't be able to trigger your coordination ability usually in the first round, usually second round and third round. That's when you're going to be triggering it. But you need to build up that money so that you can actually start getting the Swordmaster as soon as possible, because he benefits from the Swordmaster very much. Duke Leto is going to head over and block the Baron at Hardy Warriors. This is a very good play here. I like it a lot. Send those troops in. Gonna get the skirmish hopefully going up on the track and getting the spice. So Hundro going straight to Imperial Basin, using that spice to trigger the shipping and going up on the shipping track with the ring. So what are we looking at for Baron then? Is Baron just going to head up to tech negotiation? I think this is probably just a tech negotiation play, or I guess it could be just to seek allies to secrets, I don't know, or to still suits. Depends on what the Baron seems to want to be doing here. With a 4 buy, what are they picking up here? Truthsayer or Voice, Gunthopter? I mean, all of these are fine. Maybe a Voice and a Arrakis Liaison, and just try to hopefully get something else, like a high buy for Kwisatz later on. I could see maybe a dagger up to tech negotiation, but there's really nothing that juicy right now. Hollow projectors would be good, but can't buy it right now. Looks like it's going to be Seek Allies down to Still Suits, and indeed it is, going up with Fremen. And that is going to mean that Armand is probably going to be, let's see, with four persuasion here, could potentially do a reveal for Gunthopter Not sure if that's the right play, but likely we're going to see a reconnaissance down to Carthag for Armand, unless they have other plans. Good Baron going to throw 2 troops in, leaving 1 in the garrison. So at the moment, it looks like Duke Leto sitting at 6, potential 7 strength. Baron sitting at 4, potential 5, and then Hundro with just the 2. It is going to be a tech negotiation. No, it isn't. It's going to be a Mentat, an early Mentat for Armand. Whoa, interesting. I like this. Means that we're going to actually get to trigger that coordination ability after all, and not just go for the Sword Master. Leto reveals for 4 buy, 5 buy, picks up Truthsayer and the Voice. Looking to capitalize on the Bene Gesserit, maybe get some triggers. There's a Test of Humanity, which could be very strong. Players are buying like crazy. Power play for Hundro. I really like this early play from Hundro. Getting the power play for Hundro is very, very, very. I mean, this is good for everyone, but Hundro doesn't want to keep going to fold space. Just 1 trip to fold space is all they really need, and you can probably get there with the power play. A 4 reveal for Baron Harkonnen, and still debating. Gonna deny the Test of Humanity here. I think this is a good play. Keep it out of the hands of Leto. But a Shifting Allegiances shows up, and you know everyone's gonna be wanting that, except maybe Leto. Too much spice. Kind of going around with the ring ability and that. I'm not sure, but we'll see what they want to do. If they'll get that. Armand Ecaz is going to be ringing down probably the Carthag, I'd imagine. Could also go hug a basin, get some spice, try to get that holo projectors. Probably not drawing because risk of hitting the Seek allies in there. So probably going Carthag or to Carthag or Haga Basin's my guess. Could also tech just to deny the tech play. But I don't know if that's really worth it here. Putting down a tech negotiator is fine. Just not very satisfying. And what are you going to buy for 5? Okay, maybe we're looking for Shifting Allegiances and a Reckless Liaison this turn. That would make sense as well. It looks like Ecaz is the last reveal, so we're going to see a reveal here from green. Nope, he switches, changes play. Yeah, I think this is better here. You're going to be buying for 4 anyway. Oh, and you get an Ixion Probe. That's a very strong card. Brand new plot card from the expansion. Love it. Could potentially help him out of a scruff here a little bit. Get some better cards. Deciding whether he wants to go in, I don't think you really do. Is it worth the 2 Solari? I don't think 2 troops is worth the Solari here. And you have a chance of losing as a tiebreaker is in the hands of Moritani. So probably not. Double Gunthopter in the Imperium row. Someone could go very heavy combat here. There's a full-scale assault, by the way, and I have never seen this card bought, to be honest. So we'll see if it actually features into this game. It's a 4 buy for Armand, and he picks up the Gunthopter. I like this. Armand probably going for a very heavy combat build here. If you can get down to about 10 cards with, 6 or 7 combat cards, you could basically steamroll the last 3 or 4 combats in the game. See if that happens this game. Leto with, of course, just taking the win here. We'll get the bump on the track, and we're going to go to the next round. Raid stockpiles is the conflict, and first play goes to Baron Harkonnen with a decent hand. Of course, had the access cards in the first round, so the Signet Ring plus Dagger or Reconnaissance looking like the plays here. Has 2 water, so could also just Great Flat and just get the 4 spice. That could really help with purchasing this Holtzman engine or possibly a holo projectors, depending on what the Baron is really interested in doing this game. Could see that happen. You never know. They also have enough money to trigger their ring ability. Looks like they are going to go spice hunting. Opts for Haga Basin. I kind of like this. So we're going to see Haga Basin going up to 3 spice. That gives them access to the holo projectors if they want. Nothing, no Holtzman or no invasion ships yet. So, and that's okay. I don't think the Baron really needs those things right now. I mean, of course, Holtzman is just good, but the play to Dune lets the Archduke head into fold space and get a little bit of ground there. Now, what does Duke Leto do to counter this? Do they have a way to kind of get back into the Spacing Guild? At the moment, seek allies to maybe the Fremen or to Wealth looks like the play. Yep. Okay, so I'm going to get some water. Get the point. Throw a couple of guys in there. Duke Leto running a little bit low on troops is going to have to start considering either getting some spice for Conspire or heading over to the shipping or just hitting up the cities to get some troops. Maybe getting some spice and then going for a Highliner later on, but running out of troops early could put him in a weird position. Is holding a dagger, so maybe he hopes that that will be just enough. Hundro has head back up to shipping and is going to cash in for 2 troops, an influence, and a bunch of Solarian. Everybody collects. Baron is going to be heading over to Arakeen. Interesting choice here. I don't know how. Have they already played their Seek allies? I think they have already played their Seek allies. So, okay. Kind of sucks to draw your diplomacy as a last action. Never like really happy to see that. Going to be buying for 3, which means Arrakis Recruiter, Shifting Allegiances are online, but that might be what the Baron is looking for here. Baron picks up a guild authorization, which is really solid. Going to get them in with the guild early and out of turn order, because otherwise they're probably never going to hit fold space in the next turn. So this lets them get in with the guild and then hit right into that interstellar shipping, which they desperately want to do. Ecaz is going to be heading up to tech negotiation and putting down a negotiator, hoping to pick up some better tech later on, maybe. And we see Leto using the ring, heading over to Siege Tabor. Going to throw in another troop and get some water, and obviously use the ring, going up with the guild. Solid. Very close with the guild, everyone. Hundro already has enough for the Swordmaster, of course. And that's a pretty solid position for Hundro. Don't see a round 2 Swordmaster all that often in this game anymore, but sometimes it happens. We have a reveal for Baron, buying for 3, picks up the Shifting Allegiances. We have a reveal for 6 for Ecaz, and deciding whether to go full on combat. Grabs the Gunthopter, that's the second one, but reveals Liet Kynes, and that's scary because it's still early enough that Liet Kynes could do some damage. However, Leto's not in a good position to buy that, so that's unfortunate. A buy of 2 for this round. I'm going to decide around Arrakis Liaison or Arrakis Recruiter. Both are fine. I think the Liaison's probably the better pick, especially in this position. Yep, and decides to go with the Liaison. Reveal for, not reveal, I'm sorry. Last agent action for Moritani. And he's got to seek allies up to Wealth, I'm imagining here. Could potentially go in for combat and try to win this. I don't know if this is really something that Moritani wants, but the extra spice could be nice. Nice for the ring ability. So I could see this being a Hardy Warriors or a Wealth. Oh, decides to completely dismantle my theory, going for the secret space instead, and I do like that. Gets a recruitment mission, pretty good, gaining an extra persuasion for a round and putting cards on top of the deck. Not bad. The persuasion this round is going to be just 1 though, not looking great, but hopefully next round they'll be able to capitalize on that extra Persuasion. So now we're going to combat, and it's just going to resolve like that. Everyone passes, and Duke Leto is going to win the second combat in a row, getting a bunch of spice. The Intrigue card picks up a Reinforcements. Great to have. Great card to have. May help them get a little bit of a foothold before Ecaz gets a little out of control, which is going to start happening as they draw more and more of these Gunthopters. And it will be, I believe, is it Ecaz's turn? 3, yeah. Ecaz's first play here. Looking at a Diplomacy, Gunthopter, Ix-Guild, Dune Reconnaissance. And our combat is Terrible Purpose. I think this is one you want to win. So this looks like maybe a Hardy Warriors action 1, and then use the Gunthopter to get the rest in. Or get one more in, rather. So that seems like that's going to... I don't know if there's anything else that the other players are going to be able to do about that, to be quite honest. Decides to ignore it, and is going to get really punished here because Baron Harkonnen is going to reveal the guild authorization on their turn and go straight up to shipping. Ecaz is going to be a little stranded here without access. That's a bit sketchy. Might end up prompting them to actually reconnaissance to Carthag as a second action. This is a little bit of a big deal. Could have been a point for Ecaz, but instead it's going to be just a point on the guild faction track, which is fine, but you're going to get there eventually anyway. Whoa! The block from Leto. I love this play. Look at this voice for for the interstellar shipping. Obviously trying to block Armand, but is going to hugely deny the Baron here. But, you know, oh my god, that sucks so much. It's not even your fault. They couldn't have known. Oh my god. All right, so... That's drama here. That's the drama we have. We just love it. Baron Harkonnen heading up to tech negotiation. This is the audible play here for the Baron, and I like it. Has enough for the Holtzman engine. Going to start drawing extra cards, and will be able to likely have an extra point at the end of the game. This is one of the easier techs to satisfy. Getting 2 Spice Must Flow is not that tough, but making it giant so that they don't forget at the beginning of the round. I like it. I like it. Good audible play for the Baron. And now we're going to see what Armand Ecaz does, because they no longer have access to interstellar shipping as well. This voice is brutal. This was a brutal voice. It's going to delay these 2 players from going up the track immensely, and let the Duke actually let the Duke catch up. So we're going to see a ring. Ring to Mentat for 1 Solari, paying a spice and going up with the guild. Moritani still having 2 actions and a bunch of cards that don't really do what they want to do. Looks like they're gonna go spice mining. Yeah, that seems fine. It's not really what you want to do right here though. Maybe I'd even consider putting 2 more in. Okay, Baron's going to guild authorize and then fold space. Is going to get there. Oh, right, of course, because it's not blocked anymore. My mistake. The voice token only blocks for 1 whole trip around the board. And so the Baron will get there first. Still pretty good play, I have to say. But all right, Baron sitting on some good buy. 2, 4, 6, 7. Do they have the extra one somewhere? 8. This is going to be a Kwisatz for the Baron. Disco making it look easy. Get the Kwisatz round 3. Round 3, yeah. Ecaz is going to reveal. Going to make this a pretty scary battle. No, just going to go in for second place. Okay. Get some negotiators. Try to pick up some better tech. There is a Spy Satellites out now, which may prompt Armand Ecaz to just stop going up tracks. If you can get that. Or is it going to keep Leto? Going to give Leto something to think about, because they can't go there right now, but they will have first crack at it next round. What do you do if you are Leto, though? Is it Carthag? It's got to be Carthag. Yep, absolutely. Picks up a corner of the market. That'll be a good one. Looks like the build so far with 2 persuasion here and there is going to be helping out Leto to achieve corner of the market, so we'll get some spice must flow eventually. That's good. Though we want to keep a couple of battles, you know, under wraps. We had a reveal from Moritani for 5 and a reveal from the Baron, picking up that Kwisatz that is really scary for the other players. We'll see what they do, how they change their play, knowing that that's coming through. Won't be there for another round, though. Won't be there until round 5. Leto reveals for a buy of 3. Do they pick up Desert Ambush? They do. Revealing a Fremen camp. Now that might interest the Baron. It's a bit of an easier way to trigger your ability if you can get it going, but... And note the Baron has not triggered their Master Stroke ability yet. So lots of shenanigans are likely to happen in the next couple rounds. A pretty okay middle-ish hand for Leto for the next round. The Truthsayer is obviously pretty nice, can shuffle away that dagger, discard that dagger. The Arrakis Liaison's okay, but not a whole lot of access options here. Looks like I'm going to go ship right now. Yeah, that makes the most sense. Up and down. Up and down. Interesting to go up and down instead of going up twice. I think it's fine. The next conflict was Desert Power, so that seems to be interesting Leto quite a lot, and so they'll probably be going in here. Though their access is really limited to Arrakis Liaison, so they're hoping to Carthag or Arakeen next action, or possibly Mentat and then Carthag and Arakeen. I'd imagine they'd hit up Mentat first. Obviously, they can't do it in the other order. And now, what does Moritani do? Moritani, just behind on the Spacing Guild track. Not a huge deal, but also could potentially challenge here with this power play. Also could challenge for the Fremen Alliance. It's looking at playing this ring here. Heading up to the smuggling space is pretty strong for Moritani. You could head up to the smuggling and go up 2, or simply just go up and down and get a bunch of Solari and then try to hit up High Council as soon as possible. That would forego... No, you wouldn't forego power play because you actually have your third agent here, so that's totally fine. You could do that. I kind of like that. Is opting to play Dagger. And is picking up Hollow Projectors. Revealing Restricted Ordnance. No one yet equipped to use Restricted Ordnance, but they will be soon. Leto could be eyeing both the Mentat and the High Council this round. Has the available cards to do that. Has given up a lot of persuasion, a lot of high buys for increased action economy with the Mentat, but not to their detriment so far. It is Discoplay's turn, and Baron is heading over to Carthag. Oh, shipping. It's going to cash in, probably. Yep, cashing in, going to get some influence troops. And taking the Solari or the Spice. Which one is it? Looks like the Solari. And that actually helps Moritani a bit, too. Helps out everybody. Armand's going to deny the Mentat here. This is a good play, and obviously seeing that Leto is ready to take Mentat, but they're going to just do it ahead of time. I'm sure that BlackShadow's a little bit disappointed about that. But they could always hit up the High Council. You know, that's definitely not the perfect thing for your actions here. You could just probably just win combat. You do have a reinforcements. There are some things here that could go your way. The question is, do you just cash in? Do you use your Arrakis Liaison for it? It is one of the reasons you'll be able to buy something good, like power play. At the moment, you're kind of sitting on a ton of resources and not much else. You could always dagger up to the Dreadnought space. Feels a little bad, but you can get spy satellites that way. There's a guaranteed 3 points at this moment. So could do. Let's see if that's what he opts to do. I think I like the dagger. Yep, he's probably going to do it. Is going for it. Dreadnought. A Dreadnought is in play, and we'll see if he grabs spy satellites or invasion ships. It's going to be satellites. And that's going to be a ton of points. That's 3 points currently for Leto. No, not 3 points, I'm sorry. 2 points for Leto. Moritani's going to head up Fold Space and challenge for that alliance. And what is going to happen next for the Baron? Baron's going to probably shift here. Baron's got 1 water, an open Haga Basin, and a shifting allegiances in hand. That is just what you do. You just hit up... Oop, that's the wrong card, right? Oh no. Is going to go for... Okay, has time. So can go for Swordmaster first and then shift next action. So that makes sense. Perfect sense. That's right. And has options in case somebody does end up taking Haga Basin. Like Ecaz, who has 2 water. Which could do here. That's not a bad play. The Fold Space in hand, what are their options? They're not great. Wealth seems fine. You could just go in for combat. It looks like they're going to. Each opponent loses 1 garrison troop. Pretty brutal here, so probably going to throw 3 in. Gets a calculated hire. That lines up very well with a number of resources they currently have. And then Leto's going to reveal here, but do you reveal and use reinforcements, or do you just reveal? Because at the moment you can beat Ecaz, but I don't know if it's worth the reveal and the reinforcements here. You have a chance of losing because you don't know where some of the cards are. The daggers could be in the deck. There are 2 Gunthopters in the deck, so probably not the wisest choice. And but wisely opts to not use reinforcements this action. It's deciding what to buy. That's 5. I think you just take the power play, right? But maybe it's thinking the Fremen. Okay, yep, power play. Solid pickup. Solid pickup. Is going to play the reinforcements. Okay, decided against it. Grabbed the power play and then decided to go in. And that's a solid... Wow, okay. Is going to reveal to be just above green. And it's going to pay off unless green decides to Ixian probe away some cards and draw some new ones, which they might do. Hundro's going to go mining and pay to go up on the shipping. And I think you don't really put anything in here, do you? Maybe 1. I mean, is it worth the spice? I don't think it is. You're probably better off holding on to it right now. What's the Baron do here? Baron's only got 1 troop in the reserves. Not reserves, I'm sorry, in the garrison. So can't trigger their Master Stroke ability just yet. And I have not looked to see which of the tokens the Baron chose, but I'm guessing it's going to be the Spacing Guild and something else, like Spacing Guild and Emperor maybe. We'll see. Maybe they'll completely choose something else. That'd be great if they did, like Bene Gesserit Emperor. But I am going to guess this is a shift turn. They're going to be shifting allegiances and probably getting an alliance here. Shifting allegiances to an alliance up to, what, Spacing Guild? Do you take Spacing Guild? Oh, they're not going to. They're going to diplomacy and hold the shifting allegiances for the persuasion, for 4 persuasion. What are they aiming to get? Negotiated withdrawal would probably be their target, or Fremdenkamp. Baron's going to take the deciding on still suits or secrets, looks like. Or wealth. Doesn't really know. I think all of these are fine. Okay, it's going to be wealth. There's no real reason to choose one or the other unless you're planning on going spice harvesting next action or next round. Or you just really want to get some more spice to get the High Council. You're very close to it. Ecaz is going to drop some more troops, though. And that's going to put a little bit of a damper in Leto's plans. Probably going to put one more in, I'd imagine. Just one more. You don't need 2, right? 2 is overcommitting, I think. 1 is fine. Putting 2 in, I think, shows the table that you don't have any combat cards. I think if you had combat cards in, you'd probably put just 1 in. Right? Because then you wouldn't need to gamble that way. You wouldn't need the extra troop to be safe. All right. We got 6 buy for Ecaz on their turn. They're going to put it all in. They're not going to be screwing around here. That's going to be 12 strength. 12 strength for Ecaz, and it's just going to stay at 6, 7 for Leto and no more. Hundro's going to use, they're all the projectors, and then reveal for 2, 3, 4 recruitment mission, grabbing the negotiated withdrawal, and that's going directly on top of the deck. The Baron reveals for 4. Probably a little bit disappointed they didn't get the negotiated withdrawal, but we'll settle for a Guild Bankers, perhaps, or Fremdenkamp. Fremdenkamp is probably better for the Baron. Although, I mean, Guild Bankers is nuts. Help you buy that spice real cheap. I don't know. I guess depends on which way the Baron's going. They do have the extra they have the Holtzman, so they're going to be drawing an extra card every round. So it seems like Guild Bankers is the right play. Satellite Bands revealed, very strong card. I imagine that Ecaz is going to pick this up with the 6. I mean, why not, right? It's definitely the best card there for 5. Card that lets you discard cards for resources. Opts to pick up the assassination mission and reveal Stilgar and can still get it. Maybe Stilgar's the play here. Stilgar with the combat really will help you with combat later on, and you already are going full on combat. I think you actually go Stilgar. I think it's a toss-up, but I think Stilgar's slightly better in this case. With the 2 persuasion, I think you take Stilgar, but it also will be able to trigger their ability to trash the assassination mission, the coordination ability. Oh no, won't be able to. I'm sorry, it's in play cards. Decides to go with Stilgar. All right. Now we're gonna have to. This Ecaz is going to be very, very scary in the last 3 or 4 rounds. Possibly next round when they're going to be drawing into the second Gunthopter. 7 cards left in deck. Is going to be able to trash this Dune. out of their deck. Isn't going to... Yeah, didn't Nixian probe. Pardon me. But we'll take the first place and the water. And Leto's going to have to settle for second and just a bunch of spice. That is fine. Ooh, first action goes to Moritani, who is going to fold space up to shipping. Makes sense. Goes up and down. Going to take the alliance, are you? We'll see. This looks like an alliance play. Takes the spice. Takes the troops. We'll see where they go, but I'm guessing it's going to be... Yep, sure is. It's going to be picking up that Spacing Guild alliance, and that means another point. Probably should adjust his points. Got it? Yeah, 1, 2. 1, 2. Okay. Should be at 4, right? Yep. There we go. Baron's going to shift. Redrew the Shifting Allegiances right away. That's very fortunate. And is going to be able to go to Haga Basin for the 4 spice. Uses 2. May be able to just honestly take that away. And is going to. Takes the alliance away from Moritani. That hurts. That hurts. Is there another option? I mean, there is a negotiated withdrawal in hand. It is very possible that Moritani goes for the fold space, drops 3 guys in the conflict, and then possibly even wins the conflict with the cloak and dagger. But yeah, this could work. I mean, depends on how hard Moritani wants to fight for this. Armand's going to go and collect some money, collect some Solari. Draws a card with the fold space. Picks up a dagger for their troubles and plays the calculated hire, taking the Mentat away from the clutches of the good Duke Leto. Diplomacy for Duke Leto heading over to Hardy Warriors, takes the Fremen Alliance, and now we're going to see a bunch of damage here. Dreadnought, 3 troops. Just saying, all right. What do you got? I've got all this. Can you do better? Of course, the answer for Armand Ecaz is, yeah, I could probably do a little better than that. Need a couple of troops first, though. We shall see if they do. Get some. However, it looks like Moritani is not interested in fighting for this alliance, though they could easily do so. Which is probably going to prompt the Baron to just take a fold space to solidify it. Is kind of a non-action, but will pay off in a turn, a round, or rather 1.5 rounds. It's never the best thing to be doing. And unfortunately, Moritani having to play Liet-Kynes, fine card, and you really want to have those Fremen cards in hand, but it's not going to be used that way this time. We're just going to head over to Carthag. What's the intrigue? The intrigue is a Master Tactician. All right. Moritani sitting on 5 extra swords in hand, so that could potentially be damaging if one of these other players decides to commit. Even more troops. We have Leto with a total of 9. It's 9 power. 6 for Moritani. 2 for Harkonnen. Baron's going to go get their High Council, and then Armand's going to answer with a Swordmaster. Seems good. Seems good. I mean, what does Armand even do? They're not going to fight, even though they've built up this big fighting hand, right? Or are they? I don't think they are. I don't think they are. Now, this is interesting. Second Dreadnought. Very interesting. Restricted Ordnance. Taking that away from Baron Harkonnen, who definitely was eyeing that. Leto setting up for the long game here. Now, they're going to need to get that High Council, but they'll be able to do it probably in a turn or two. A round or two, rather. Interesting. Moritani's going to go to forward space. They are going to try to do it. So it does look like, unless something weird happens, which I can't see anything weird happening, like the Baron getting some influence in the Spacing Guild suddenly. That card's been played. It looks like Moritani is going to take away this alliance again. So that was a shortly lived alliance. Minimic Film for the Baron, revealing a Memo Quarters. Baron is definitely going to be happy about picking up the Minimic Film. That's a +3 total to every single turn's buy. So that's 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. They have a 7 buy this turn. Not quite 8. They don't have enough for full-scale assault just yet. Armand is sitting at 3 persuasion. Pretty bad, but has an Ixian Probe to fix the hand if they need to. Has an Ix Guild, but it's not doing anything right now. I might consider actually Ixian Probing away a couple cards and drawing some new ones. This Diplomacy is getting you only wealth and only secrets, or still suits, I suppose. But you have 2 water. Is that really what you want? I'd imagine this is going to be a wealth play. It never feels great at this point to get 2 Solari and not have anything to do with it. But they will be able to Mentat, I guess, if they definitely want to. They will be able to. Extra troop, pardon me. Fix that. We'll be able to let them go to the Mentat. It will cost them all of their persuasion, though. Leto sitting there with a big grip of knives in the back of Moritani, but Moritani's not interested anyway, and is going to withdraw and take away an alliance from the Baron. Moritani sitting very strong here with a pretty good economy, some dangerous cards in their deck, and some dangerous cards in hand they have not been forced to use. Now, we'll pick up a Satellite Band revealing a local fence. I like this card. I think it's fine. It's a bit weird. It takes... If you plan it right, it can be very strong. The Baron's going to reveal for 6 persuasion. 7 persuasion. I'm sorry. Yes, they're mentioning that. And is probably saying he's just 1 short from a full-scale assault. I understand. But there's always a Sardaukar Legion out there, and that is probably the pickup here. I don't imagine... Maybe if local offensive, you're just going for persuasion. The Fremen camp is also unbelievably strong for the Baron. You got to consider that. Probably the Sardaukar Legion or the Fremen camp here. The deck is at 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Not overly bloated yet. Baron's going to have to start making some trips to the selective breeding space or find another way to cull cards out of the deck. Or this is going to be the last buy for the rest of the game. Landing rights. Landing rights shows up. Great for Moritani. Great for everyone, but particularly great for Moritani when they can outpace people on the spacing track or the shipping track. I'm sorry for saying spacing when I meant shipping and shipping when I meant spacing. I've probably done that a couple times this commentary. And we're going to see Armand probably just say, I'm not buying anything, and go to the Mentat again. Or did they already Mentat? They already had Mentat. They can't Mentat. What am I saying? Possibly Arakeen. Maybe just Gunthoptering. Does Gunthoptering even do anything here? It doesn't seem to. I'd consider Ixian Probing here just to get crap out of my hand. This is not a great hand for Armand. Not sure what they're going to do here. This is going to be one of those choices that you have to choose either gamble or just play safe. The safe play here would probably be the Arakeen play. Nothing else is open. I mean, you could Mentat for a card, but that's hardly useful. Why would you bother? The Gambly play is to Ixine Probe away your 2 battle cards and try to get a better buy this turn, which is probably what I would do here. But I'm not in the tournament. So let's see. Looks like they're considering the Arrakis Liaison here. I'm not sure what they're going to do with it. They only have one. They have 2 choices. I suppose they could draw the research station, but that puts Ecaz dangerously low on resources. Okay, is going to Ixine Probe. I like this. Let's see which one's the Ixine Probe. Obviously the Ix Guild. Oh, okay. And the Liaison. Huh. Don't know how I feel about that. Probably would have done the last one as the Thopter and hoped to buy. Gets the ring. Does that do anything? I mean, it gets you a recruiter, a liaison, or local fence. Still doesn't let you buy any of this. I feel like that just didn't do what Ecaz wanted it to do. I probably would have shuffled this away, had 4 buy, and could have revealed for the Fremen camp. Fremen camp looking pretty desirable right now. Take it away from the Baron. Or from anybody. Moritani gets that. Now this just seems like an unfortunate sort of circumstance here where you don't really want to bother. Is going to draw a card. Picks up a Dune Desert Planet. Doesn't help much. We'll let him buy something for 2. And we'll local fence. Okay. Revealing Gurney. And that could be bad news. Could cut into your combat plan a little bit. Okay, he's going to reveal for 2. Going to pick anything else up? You're sitting at a 9, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. This will be a 16th card as Ecaz. And you're going to call 1 out. So you'll have 15. He's going to say no to that. Duke Leto picks up a Know Their Ways. Does that help them? Not too much. They're already in the alliance. But the ambush is very, very welcome. And gets to go up 1 space on the faction tracks. And decides to take that alliance. Duke Leto's going to cover up Carthag with their Dreadnought. And Imperial Basin is unfortunately revealed. There was a good guess, 1 in 3. But did not get the free troop. Play proceeds to the Baron. Baron sitting on a very nice hand suddenly. A Test of Humanity and a Kwisatz. Test of Humanity going to be pretty nuts if it actually hits, but and it will. There's nothing in hand that has an unload icon at the moment. Kwisatz going to be doing some work this round. The question is, how do you go about doing this with 3 Solari and 1 Spice? Looks like you go Spice harvesting first. Forgot to draw his extra card. Need to remember to do that, sir. Is still gonna. It's not gonna change anything. Grabs a convincing argument, so we'll be able to pick up a Spice Must Though this turn. Dune Desert Planet for shipping. Okay, that's always fine. Sitting where you want to be sitting on the shipping guild, on the shipping track rather, right on 2, because any trip to interstellar shipping gives you all the things. We're going to see a call here from Ecaz, probably to just get rid of this assassination mission right away. Would have loved to do that when it was in the discard pile, but that is totally fine. Going to probably then hit up the High Council. Indeed is going to hit up the High Council. Yep, that gets trashed. High Council for Ecaz. Solid play. Looking at 6 persuasion this round at the moment. That might stay that way. They don't really have a lot of good options here with these cards, unfortunately. These draws not working out great for Ecaz. Leto is going to just go to Siege Tabor, drop a couple of troops and a troop and a dreadnought into the conflict. Players probably thinking here that maybe Leto is holding a grand conspiracy because they have both their dreadnoughts, and that's somewhat unusual. But you never know. They obviously do not, and the Know Their Ways is going to do nothing. It's basically a blank at this moment, given how high Leto is on the track. Moritani is probably heading up to tech negotiation, and indeed is going to, picking up in memo quarters. Where do they go up? Question is, where do they go up? They go up with the Emperor getting a point. Solid. Back up to 5. Baron going to be ringing. Carthag. Oh, no. Imperial Basin. Also good. Eyeing up maybe, what, flagship? Invasion? Nothing really here stands out. Probably just going to call their deck. They did pick up a Sleeper Must Awaken. I must have missed this. They just picked up a Dispatch and Envoy, but picked up a Sleeper Must Awaken from probably last round, and that's pretty good. That's what they're going for here. Extra point in the bag. Dispatch and Envoy, always nice. Will actually help the Baron out quite a lot this round. The Baron can probably see 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So definitely can dispatch and envoy one of these convincing arguments and just be happy. Probably could even go to selective breeding, cull a card out of their deck. They don't need all the spice right now. They'll get 4 spice eventually. Unfortunately, it doesn't have a shipping icon. Can't cash in on shipping when it comes back around to them. I'm not sure they're going to have a chance to, but their hand not working out. Ecaz does opt for the Gunthopter. The Gunthopter to the research station, drawing a bunch of cards. Getting a pretty good swatch of cards here. Not sure this X Guild Compact is doing what it's supposed to be doing. Eventually these techs are going to be free. We'll be able to get the flagship for a point. That would be nice. Leto hit up the Great Flat for a bunch of spice and then didn't have anything to deploy. Moritani looking at diplomacy here. Thinking about winning this combat. And certainly can. So this looks like, but it's going to be a little tricky because if they go, because they can't go to Hardy Warriors, there's no water in hand. So what do? You could, so yeah, I guess you go to Still Suits and then hope no one hits Hardy Warriors. So here's a point for Moritani. Put 2 in. Get a water. Go up a point. Moritani setting the pace right now. We'll see how the Baron responds. I'd imagine a dispatch an envoy before Kwisatz. But you never know. They do have 1 agent left. So I'd imagine this is going to be a dispatch an envoy to where? Wealth? Could be. He's going to Kwisatz. He's going to Kwisatz the shipping. Okay. Going to Kwisatz shipping has... okay. Going to take the spice. Is he going to take the spice? Probably would. Gets invasion ships for 3 spice. -2 rather. 5 -2 is 3. Revealing a Sonic Snoopers. Now, the invasion ships kind of muddies the waters here a little bit. This is going to be pretty big. Can they get to 12? 3, 9, 10, 11 is 1 off. Wow. Baron is 1 off of double buying spice this turn. That's brutal. That's really unfortunate for the Baron. The voice has sealed off Arrakeen. It should be noted from the last round. Last action. We're going to see an Arrakis liaison to where? Smuggling? No, can't smuggle. Where do you go? I guess you go to Carthag. It's the only thing left. So yeah, you go to Carthag, pick up another intrigue card, give yellow a credit. That's actually fine because they can't capitalize it on it this turn. They can't use the Mentat this turn. So good order of play from Ecaz. Gets an expedite. Always nice. Leto reveals for 6. Picks up Gurney. Very strong pickup. And revealing another very strong pickup in Treachery. Uh-oh. Arrakeen for Moritani, and everyone's getting in there. Moritani's not screwing around. This is just time to go, in their opinion. Time to get into combat. It's time to win some combats. Winning Imperial Basin would also be pretty big. It's the best one to win. Yeah, seeing as how Guild Bankers could not be used to double purchase this round, it's just going to use it to play and go up with the Emperor. Seems fine. Players are probably going to realize he couldn't do it just from that, but has a lot of persuasion. Probably will be able to at least once. Moritani thinking about going up here and forgot to do so, but players letting him walk it back to spend the spice to get up there for the ring. Ecaz is going to reveal 4, 6, 8 buy. And 2 more tech negotiators. Almost out of troops. Almost at that flagship. Actually could get it next round. Picks up the full scale assault. Full scale assault for Ecaz. Scary. Pretty interesting card. Just 2 troops for 1 card is not bad at all, but the extra reveal bonus is nice. It gives you a Dreadnought when you play it, or when you buy it. I think we're on to Moritani's reveal, or Ecaz is thinking about trashing things for their coordination ability. Moritani has a total of 2, 4, 5. 1, 2, 6, and picks up the Treachery. Spice must flow for Baron Vladimir Harkonnen. Still hasn't triggered the Master Stroke ability. It is worth noting. Not going to get a whole lot of bonuses out of it here, especially if they chose the Spacing Guild. That's where it's a little awkward as the Baron. What do you actually gain from your Master Stroke ability? If you don't get a chance to actually use it, then I mean, you still have a good ring ability, but you're only half Baron. Blue's going to pick up this combat. Easy combat, seeding spice, and that is going to do it for this round. Blue now surging ahead just a bit. Red remembering the extra card. It does pick up the Guild Bankers again. Trying to do some math here. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Still at 11. And no blue symbols to go to Research Station, and no water anyway for Baron. But it's Ecaz's turn. We have a local fence. We have a local fence, a Gunthopter, a Signet Ring, and 2 Arrakis Liaisons. Gonna ship, though. And is gonna ship again with the expedite. Seems good. Immediately get what you need. Although, is a little sketchy. You don't get a chance to buy for -2. It does feel a little bad. We'll be able to go up with a faction. Fremen probably, maybe Bene Gesserit. Fremen. Probably is going to take the Solari here. Solari for potential steal the Mentat. Everyone gets a buck, and now it is to Leto, and Leto's got a good hand, actually. It's going to Truth Say first to Mentat immediately, trashing a card, or drawing a card, discarding a card and drawing a card, maybe. Is going to discard the Dune to draw another card, gets a dagger. Definitely not what they really wanted to see. Definitely want to try to trash that out of the deck if possible. Satellite ban for Moritani. Where do they go? What do they do? I mean, you're priced into playing that fold space and probably getting the best out of your negotiated withdrawal. Where are you going to withdraw to? Are you going to withdraw Bene Gesserit? Try to steal the Emperor Alliance? I mean, you're already ahead. You're already ahead. So, could be dangerous if you go for that Emperor Alliance and then the Baron shifts allegiances right into it. Though you are keeping the Baron off of extra spice. Tricky play here. No spice for Moritani, so no fold space. No selective breeding. No conspire. Looks like you go get some spice though, and that seems wise. Moritani needs to be a little bit worried that his deck's getting a little too big. Sitting at 13 cards right now. Not too bad. Baron sitting at 15. Probably wants to call that down. But has no way to do so at the moment. And so is just going to have to draw through. Is this a shift for the Baron? Of note now, Leto is sitting on the spy satellites, which is only worth 1 point. Potentially, you know, worth a point and the point they'd get from the track if they move up with the Emperor, but I don't know if they're going to do that. They're still probably pondering that with the power play. Baron really thinking hard on this shifting allegiances. Where do you go? Do you ship? Do you get... Oh, you go Dreadnoughts. I don't know about that. What are you picking up with Dreadnoughts? Are you just blocking? No. Tech negotiation, maybe? You get the Dreadnought. Okay. Okay. Emperor going down with spacing, up with Emperor. I mean, not Emperor. Baron Harkonnen going down with spacing and up with Emperor. Getting a couple extra troops. That's a scary Baron pool, okay? That's something that you don't really want to run into, and it is likely to happen that everyone with Dreadnoughts, everyone's got Dreadnoughts this game except for Moritani. Everyone's going to run into them. Ecaz cashing in. Gonna go take that point, I'd imagine. Flagship. Could take detonation devices. Sonic Snoopers takes the point with Flagship. Reveals disposal facility. That's a nice one. It's a little late in the game for it, though. Disposal Facility, a great card, especially if you get it early. Great tile. I'm sorry, here it is. On your reveal turn, if you have 6 or more persuasion, you may trash one of your cards in play. It also gives you a trash when you buy it. The detonation devices, however, we've got 3 players here with Dreadnoughts, so there could be some detonation devices play. And there's a power play, strong power play from Leto for the point. And the two intrigue cards. Glimpse the Path and Water of Life. Holy moly. Okay. So you have 4 potential cards in hand to draw. Here we go. We're just going to use them right away. Let's just do it. Go for it. Might as well. Nope. Once and then passes. Leto still with that restricted ordinance and no High Council. That might end up biting him in the butt a little bit. Moritani is going to fold space to select a breeding. Does have an extra Fremen card in hand, so now Liat Kynes is online. That's a 4 persuasion Liat Kynes right there. So 2, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 persuasion. Definitely Spice Must Flow for Moritani this turn. It's getting tight. Moritani is on the verge of just ending this game. Has no other way to do so right now. Is on second space of all the faction tracks, or at least. So only 1 extra point this round. We're going to see another round. We're going to see the 7th round. I mean the 8th round. Oh, we're on Grand Vision. I should probably pay attention to this. Grand Vision is our conflict. This could potentially change the game. The factions that are really in danger are the Bene Gesserit. Leto getting that stolen would be a huge blow. It'd be a point for everyone else, pretty much. So, very tight game. Though, Moritani pulling ahead. Battle for second between green and yellow at the moment. Ecaz and Leto neck and neck for second place, but don't count them out just yet. Leto sitting on an extra 2 potential points in hand, but has no Spice Must Flows yet. Needs to start buying them. 2, 4, 5, 6. No High Council. I think this is a Conspire turn. If you're Leto, you hit Conspire. You get an Intrigue. You play your Water of Life. I think this has got to be this has got to be a Conspire turn. Hoping to hit the the High Council first action next round, and then I guess going in for combat. Do you do that, or do you just go try to win this combat? Really, Baron is the only one really threatening and has no way to drop 4 troops into the combat. So, I mean, they don't know that. There's no way for them to know that, but there's just no way he could do that. Here's some more troops from Ecaz, though. And a trip to Carthage picks up the War Chest. War Chest pretty good. Not looking super great for Ecaz. This is a very strong new card from Ix. If you have 10 or more Solari, it's a point. It's not too hard to do, actually. That's one of the easier ones to do. But you're split between wanting to pay 2 Solari to just get 4 combat power. So we'll see what happens. See what happens with that. Moritani's still sitting on some combat. Hasn't really cashed these in. The tiebreaker might be nice at the end of the game, but probably should consider using these eventually. We're almost toward the end of the game, and everyone's going to be shifting into buying Spice Must Flows. Here's a Water of Life from Leto, drawing 3. Oh my goodness. Okay, well, the Gurney pickup means that there's a lot of potential here. I think this is definitely a wealth play then. You have to go wealth to turn Gurney on. Right? But even still, does that even do what you want? Maybe you just Arrakeen. Just Arrakeen. Or Siege Tabor, get some water. Throw a bunch of troops in. Throw your juggernauts, your dreadnoughts in. And then fight this fight. I don't know. It's sketchy. It's really sketchy because you never know when Ecaz is going to reveal Gunthopter, and then you're going to be kind of sad. So what's he sitting at right now? 13. Okay, he's going to go for wealth. I like this play. This is a conservative play, I think. It's probably the better play. You can wait and see what Ecaz reveals. Moritani is going to go shipping to the smuggling space, getting a buck, going up. Baron Harkonnen. Baron Harkonnen is going... Well, you're not going to use that to go there. Sorry. Did you mean for... rethinking his hand, rethinking his play a little bit. Kind of revealed that he is holding it's like our Legion, so this combat still gets a little bit more complicated here. Looks like some shipping here then. Shipping to Imperial Basin. Is that what you want to do? It's like the only play you really can make. You get two spice. Weren't there two? I guess there were not. Get the spice, throw some guys in. Don't throw any guys in, okay. Reveal for Ecaz. Ecaz deciding whether to throw the last guy in. Probably won't. He'll just be happy with 3 extra power. Picks up Twofer. And a space travel from the Spacing Guild comes up in the row. Any of these really endearing to our players? Maybe the Shifting Allegiances, the second one. The Fremen Camp still is good. The landing rights might be a little late, and the Rekis Recruiter is being ignored. We're going to see a Spice Must Flow from Leto. Plays into their hand a little bit. Leto's not going to challenge this combat, looks like. Just going to throw 1 in. He's going to look to win 2nd place from the Baron. I would have liked to see 2 thrown in. Could he have thrown 2 in? Got his troops, but decides not to deploy them both. Guild of Bankers revealed. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Spice Must Flow goes into the hands of Baron Harkonnen once again. And Moritani sitting on 9 points right now, and everyone else right around 7 and 6. We're on to combat. Leto's going to challenge. This is not going to be met with any resistance, and the Baron is going to be quite upset about this. Though getting 3 spice is just fine. It's that intrigue card you really want. And green maybe have overcommitted to this combat a little bit. They're not going to be able to get a whole lot out of it. They might be able to challenge the Fremen Alliance, and that would be bad for Leto. Looks like they're not going to. They're just going to get the point with the Bene Gesserit. I think that's the best play. Everyone playing very conservatively here. Get the points where you know you can get them. Don't do any kind of gambits until it's time to do gambits. This could be the last round, is likely going to be, with Moritani poised on 10 points. Poised on the verge of 10 points. We have the battle for Arrakeen, which comes up, which nobody has. Nobody has Arrakeen. Ruffians chose Carthag. And it is to the Leto. Let's go, the Duke. We have a voice, a signet ring, a dagger, convincing argument, and reconnaissance. and a Bindu suspension. So could help him buy that last Spice Must Flow. Probably won't be able to trigger both of these conditions, because I think the Baron is just going to be smoking ahead with the Spice Must Flows. So too many Spice in the Baron's deck right now means that Leto's probably going to end up with just one extra point from that. Still good. One extra point from Spice Satellites if they want it. So they could get a point here from the Ring, go up with the Emperor, flip the Spice Satellites for another point. That would put them at 9. That's a potential purchase of Spice. That would do it. It's going to be tight. What do you do here? Why do you ship? That's my question. Why shipping? Ah, okay. The good old voice interstellar shipping, or voice to interstellar shipping, voicing smuggling play. Say, I am going to monopolize shipping. You can't do anything about that. We'll have to play the Ring. That's gonna be a good play for Leto. Could be a game-winning move, actually. He's not that far behind. Needs to be a bit careful. This Bene Gesserit. Bene Gesserit could be flipped. Moritani is sitting on a pretty powerful card in Treachery, so can the Duke even stop that? I'm not sure they can. They might bend to suspensions trying to hit some sort of access card. But once again, the Mentat has been taken away from Leto and is given to, or is taken by the Baron. Baron going to have 4 actions this round, meaning that's pretty scary. And they're going to be able to buy Spice Must Flow. We're already sitting on 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 persuasion. So already has enough. Needs to be able to cash this Sleeper Must Awaken in, and will be able to. But a little bit behind on tracks for the Baron. Not sure they're going to be able to catch up on all of them. Would have liked to really have the Spy Satellites. An Allied Armada for Ecaz. That's going to be of no help. Need to go into shipping a little bit here. Ecaz could definitely win this if they win this combat. Here is Leto doing Leto things. And we're going to see a move up here. And then some Spice and pay 1 and go up for a point. Yep. And then pay the 3 for, yep. And they're going to pay the 3 for Spy Satellites and go up another point. And this is going to put them at 9 points. Now tied with Moritani. Suddenly, it is on. Leto, really out though, has absolutely no way to use this restricted ordnance, has a ton of troops in the garrison and 2 dreadnoughts and no way to deploy them. That's a bit feel bad. Is going to probably try to get there with just the 1 extra point. Is it going to be enough? Red's going to try to say no, because they can get 2 points. They can get 2 points. And buy a Spice, that puts them up to 9. But also has a Holtzman, which will put him at 10. This is going to go down to tiebreakers. This is going to go to tiebreakers, and it's a big deal that Hundro Moritani actually is sitting with a tiebreaker card in hand. So we shall see. It's going to come down to this. Armand Ecaz with a ton of combat power in hand. I don't see how they're going to lose this combat if they can get some Spice, though they're just a little bit light on Spice right now. Not really great. Everyone's a little bit tight on everything. So here we go. Baron's ability is going to happen. Fremen and Spacing Guild, not really great. Not what you wanted to see. Must throw 2 more in. Yep. Here we go. Putting out the 9 power. It's going to reveal with nothing, but has a Kwisatz. So, what do you do with the Kwisatz here? I'm not sure there is anything you do with the Kwisatz besides go to like Carthag. I think you go to Carthag, possibly Arakeen, but probably Carthag, and that's it. And your game is over. And then you just hope and pray that it's enough. Ecaz is sitting on 4 power plus a potential billion, which is a little disconcerting, I'm sure. I'd say all the players have been playing very, very well. This has been a very tight game. But we've all had a couple of moments where RNG has gone the other way. Either for the draws or just because there's been very low amounts of card trashing in this game and few plays actually to select a breeding. It usually means that the game plays a little bit differently, a little bit slower. The decks feel a little bit clumsier. Of course, except Ecaz's deck, which is 12 cards. 13 cards. Still a bit big for an Ecaz deck. Ecaz is going to Diplomacy to Wealth. Looks like they're just going to get some money. I don't know what that's for. Maybe they're going to flagship. Yeah, I like this with Leto holding on to the new suspension. Kind of as a bluff. Leto looking a little bit optimistic that this is not going to be the last round, but it's probably going to be. Or is it? Looks like it's going to be. Gonna see blue overtake yellow for the Bene Gesserit alliance, and that's a huge problem. Huge problem. Yep, I don't see what else they can do. Looks like this could be just a, I don't know, I'd probably just, yeah, blue's got to reveal. Red has 2 actions left, has a Kwisatz, could still play spoiler for someone. Gonna Siege Tabor here. Still gonna try to win it. Baron is trying very hard to win this combat. Everything's gonna end up in here except for... Is everything gonna get in here? No, except for two troops. Everything but 2 troops will be in there. Because he's in the Kwisatz over to the Hardy Warriors, my guess would be. That would be his last play with Kwisatz Haderach. And then what? Then you reveal for 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and you don't have enough to buy. You hope to hit off of Kwisatz. This is really tight for the Baron. Baron might not get a Spice Must Flow this round if they draw a Spice Must Flow. They have one in the discard pile. And did they trash a dagger? I don't remember. They might have already trashed a dagger. If so, oh no, their daggers are in play. So they have like a fairly good chance. I think they have a 100% chance to hit then. They're fine. Here's a reveal or play for Ecaz. Ecaz is going to play. And it looks like it's going to be a flagship play too. spice and troops. I think you just throw them in. Do it. Yeah. What else can you do here, right? Throw 4 troops in. That's one more. Oh, three troops. I'm sorry. It's 3 troops. Leto is out. Just awaiting resolution. Might have done just enough, but it isn't going to be enough. Moritani is going to take the alliance from yellow. Oh yes, he knew it was coming. That is very, very unfortunate. Here's a Chome shares just picked up. Yikes. Yikes, and that puts yellow or blue at 11 points. This is going to be the last round, so who is going to win it? It's going to come down to tiebreakers. It might come down to troops and garrison. If yellow and red are tied. If green wins this combat, what happens? Green is going to get second place. If yellow wins this combat, yellow is going to get second place. If red wins this combat, yellow could still win it. Green doesn't have any extra points in hand. There's still a chance off of the intrigue cards to draw the one last turn intrigue, but the end game intrigue, but a couple have already been drawn. Leto's not going to have enough for the plans within plans. Invasion ships, discarding a spice must flow. Heading over to Carthag. That is really interesting. Oh, they had an extra agent. I missed that. Kwisatz still yet to be played, and Baron is basically just giving up spice. They don't want any more spice. I don't know that that's the right play. They're trying to win this combat. They're trying to go in with everything. Here's a reveal of Stilgar. Very, very weird game. Very weird game. Low persuasion. Couple of spice must flows bought, but a lot of combat. A lot of dreadnoughts. I don't see that very often. It's very cool. We'll see who gets it in a minute. This war chest is totally useless. The private army is good, but only the private army is. Do they have an alliance? They do not. So green only has a potential 5 extra combat in this strength. Not enough. That's 15. $18 total. That's not going to be enough to overtake red. So it looks like red's going to win this combat. They've got even more. Draws convincing argument. Dune the Desert Planet. Signet Ring, that's 4. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. That's a spice must flow. Just enough. Wow, better play that Chome too. The Sleeper must awaken too, yep. Gotta play it now. And that actually might do it. It's gonna be, looks like, Baron Harkonnen and Moritani. Moritani with 11 points and Baron Harkonnen with 11 points are going to take it for first and second, with Moritani just winning on tiebreaker with spice. And unfortunately, we're going to see Ecaz played by Ruffians and Leto played by BlackShadow. They are going to be out of the tournament, but you know what? They played really well, and sometimes things do not break their way. This was a very strange game, I have to say, but a very enjoyable one to watch. And we will see you on the next game. Thank you all for watching, and take care.